Hi friends, hope you're doing good. This was just a short announcement video that I've launched my new course on Zero Trust. Basically, a lot of people come to me and ask me about, Zero Trust, how does it work, how to implement it, what are the different ways of implementing the next Zero Trust architecture. And this is a topic I've always felt that not enough clarity is there. It's like either people are trying to sell their own products, okay, buy this product and you will become Zero Trust, or it is like people are talking about at a very high level that Zero Trust is very awesome, and if you implement Zero Trust it will be very good, and they really don't deep dive into the actual implementation part, which I always felt is not enough, and there's not enough guidance around Zero Trust. So I've launched a new course on this in Udemy, and I'll put the coupon there. It's completely, if you, I think the first 100 people, it's completely free. So please check this out, and I'm gonna add a free preview after this. I'm gonna put my like the first lesson of the course so you can check it out. It's just, I love creating courses and content and all that. So do check this out if you're interested in Zero Trust, and please leave me a review also if you like the course. Thank you very much, guys. And just take it up last time because I remember the coupons finished and people were like angry at me because the coupons were finished. So I can't really do it. It's like usually it's free for the first 100 people. So do check this out. Thank you very much. Hi, hello everyone. My name is Taimur Lal, and I'm the creator of this course, which is the Zero Trust Masterclass: How to Implement Zero Trust Architecture Using NIST Special Publication 800-207. Now, this is a topic which I'm very passionate about. Now, Zero Trust is a security philosophy. It's a set of principles which, if you apply them and you take them together, they can bring about a very huge change in your how your company approaches security and how they implement security, and the results can be very very beneficial both for security teams and for like businesses. But the problem about Zero Trust is it's very broad in scope and it can become very overwhelming. So that is why I made this course. So my promise is, whether you're a small startup or maybe like a Fortune 500, this course was specially created to help you implement Zero Trust, and it's based on my own understanding, years long experience of implementing this particular security model. I know how Zero Trust works and how to practically implement it. And that is the whole point of making this course, to share this knowledge with you, to help you in your Zero Trust journey also. Now, about me, my name, you already know, is Taimur Lal. I have over 20 plus years experience in technology risk. I'm also like an author, a blogger, and an instructor. I'm also a cybersecurity career coach. I have a YouTube channel called the Cloud Security Guy, where I talk about things like cloud security, AI, and general career advice. Okay. So currently I'm based out of London, and basically my career throughout my journey, how it has been, I've won like multiple awards within the industry, like the CISO of the Year, like the best security team, those sort of awards from the industry recognition. But the last couple of years, I focus more on teaching and writing and giving back to the community as much as I can. I've published two books. One is on artificial intelligence governance and cybersecurity. The other one is on cloud security, how to make your career. Both of them are available on Amazon. So this is just to show you my own, like what I've done, whether you should listen to me or not, whether do I have those credentials or not. So now, when I talk about Zero Trust, which is the topic of our course, now the thing is, enterprise security is hard, right? This is because IT and application infrastructures are very, very complex. They can be very broad, and users are like accessing them very fast. And of course, the way that attackers are always trying to get inside the environment. The most enterprise networks are very, very open by, and they implement. If you've heard the concept of least privilege, which is give access only to those people who need it. Most companies, I would say the vast majority of companies, they apply this principle. They do apply it. They apply it when it comes to applications. They apply it when it comes to databases, servers, whatever. But when it comes to the architecture, when it comes to the design of their networks, they do not apply it. And what happens is they leave them incredibly open to attacks. And this is true for both internal networks and for public facing networks, right? You have VPNs which are completely exposed to every person on the internet, and you would never design a system like that. But the way traditional security and networking has worked, it has continued. This model has continued. So this is where Zero Trust comes in, which is the subject of this course, and it brings a modern approach to security. And this enforces the principle of least privilege for networks and applications. And we'll talk about how this is. Unauthorized users, if you implement Zero Trust, they will have no access to any enterprise resource, and authorized users will only have the minimum access necessary. And if you implement Zero Trust properly, you'll have a safer, more secure, more resilient network. It really does bring improvements in efficiency and effectiveness, because what you're doing is you're automatically enforcing dynamic policies, and we'll talk about those. Okay, so this is what I wanted to give the background on. It is a very important and highly visible trend, zero trust, within the information security industry, and I think it has become some form of a marketing buzzword. So many vendors are like using it to market their applications, but it is a very valid standard. It's not a product, it's a philosophy and an approach and a set of guiding principles, and we'll talk about this. And that means there are many, many ways to interpret zero trust, because every enterprise is different, right? But there are some like very fundamental and universal principles that every zero trust architecture must follow. So that's what the whole point of this course. I'm going to be providing you these guidelines and recommendations for zero trust based on my experience working with many, many companies of different sizes and maturities throughout their journey. And very, very important, guys, this is a journey. This is not like a one time thing and you forget about it, but an ongoing and evolving initiative. That's why I made this course, to like give you these recommendations, okay, and be a guide to you along this journey. So what's the market like? Usually the definition of zero trust is it's a security framework requiring all users, whether inside or outside the network, to be authenticated, authorized, and continuously validated for security configuration and postures before being granted or keeping access to applications and data. Now, if you read this definition and this is your reaction, I don't blame you. You might be thinking, what's the big deal? This is the same thing I've heard a million times before. This is something probably you're already doing. So you might be thinking, okay, what's the, like, hey man, I already do this. So, but this is where the other part of zero trust comes in, which is zero trust assumes there is no traditional network edge. Networks can be local, in the cloud, or cloud, or a combination, or hybrid, with resources anywhere as well as workers in any location. Okay, so this is where zero trust differs a bit from your traditional. It assumes everything is potentially malicious in nature. Okay, and this is where the whole like differentiating comes in. How zero trust model differs from other security models and from the traditional network perimeter model. So while zero trust is not like it's not like a product, I've said before, but it does provide you guidance on for companies to how to continuously mitigate and how to use their new already existing solutions, okay, to protect it. You might your company, you might have a very strong like security baseline, and you might only need minor refinements for a successful deployment of zero trust, or you might not have anything and you need to build these elements from the ground up, okay, to have implement this model. So it doesn't matter where the starting point is. Just to be very clear, zero trust is usually, it takes time. It might be a multi-year, like multi-stakeholder project, which requires a lot of investment of time and money. But the benefits, they really do come, and you really see it if something happens, some compromise happens. You can see the zero trust model kicks in, and it stops that compromise from moving any further. So when I was talking about these things, the background, if you look at it, in 2020 we had like a world changing event that was like you're already aware of it. And what happened was every company were compelled to go remote, implement VPNs, implement bring your own device, right? And you can really see the what do you call the importance of zero trust coming in, because employees were going remote, VPNs were getting breached, like amazing. More and more VPNs were getting breached or overwhelmed, and digital transformations were happening. Like every other company was jumping on the digital transformation, going to the cloud. So implementing zero trust, it emerged as a mandate to verify and secure like your everything which is connecting the health of the device, the security health of the device, enforce least privilege, and capture and analyze all the logs to better understand the environment, right? And governments and businesses worldwide, they recognize the importance of zero trust because of this event, and they accelerated the adoption of a zero trust strategy through supporting so that's the whole point. Through myself, I've read and I've done a lot of research, and I've helped a lot of people, so many deployments, and seeing the threat landscape. So that's the reason for this course, to show you why the need of zero trust is there. Okay, so this is where the differentiator comes in, the zero trust, which I call the concepts. There are certain concepts of zero trust. Now, they might be you might be reading something on zero trust which might be slightly different from this, but remember, zero trust, these principles, they evolve and they change, right? But at a general sense, they will always be like this only. These are the ones. The wording might change. Instead of five, they might be three or four, but these are the universal principles. The network is always assumed to be hostile. Okay, the network, there is no trusted thing there, and external and internal threats are existing on the network at all times. Okay, so just because you are on the network, it is not enough for you to be trusted, and every device user network flow is authenticated and authorized, and the policies must be dynamic and then calculated on the fly from as many sources of data as possible. So you might be thinking, yeah, this all looks very nice, how do I actually implement it? So this is what I'm going to be talking about in detail in the course. But remember, in a nutshell, it is zero trust is a set of evolving principles. So, and slowly it moves your environment away from static network based perimeter to focus on users, assets, and it assumes there is no implicit trust. Okay, and just because where you're based, whether you're on the network or off the network, and you do authorization based on multiple things, multiple policies, multiple threat intel sources, right? So, like I said, and it is a response to a lot of trends which happen, like remote users, bring your own device, cloud-based assets, which are not within your control, right? So, this is what helps zero trust helps you. The location, the network location is no longer seen as your like a way of trusting it. And remember, it's not like a single architecture, it's not a single product. It is these principles which will help you improve. And transitioning to zero trust is like a, it's like a multi-year journey which will really help you. You can't just replace your technology and say, okay, I've implemented a product that says zero trust, now I have zero trust. No, it doesn't work like that. This is why many organizations fail in the zero trust strategy, or they don't get the full benefits. So if you're a company, and I'll talk about this later when we talk about practically implementing zero trust, you should seek to slowly implement zero trust principles, process changes, and technology solutions that protect your data, right? And we'll look at multiple use cases. Most companies nowadays, they are operating in a hybrid, like a perimeter based model, and they're continuing to invest in IT. So the zero trust can really help you out here. So that is the whole point of this course, guys. And what are the problems, what are the challenges I have seen myself, and I've seen other people's also encountering when it comes to zero trust? First of all, the material is too vague. Okay, they tell you, oh, zero trust is amazing, zero trust is that. How do you actually implement it? There is no practical advice. Or the worst, even worse, they tell you zero trust is amazing. Please give us like X amount of $1 million and implement our product, and you will have zero trust. No, it doesn't work like that. No single solution can magically implement zero trust. So this is the challenges I have seen across the board. The material is too vague, or what do you call? There's no practical advice how to implement it, and the too much focus on products. That is the whole point of this course, to help you, give you practical advice in how to implement zero trust based on my own experiences and my own implementation advice. So, what will this course cover? I hope you understand now why you should learn zero trust, and I'm going to teach you zero trust from scratch, and I'm going to explain to you how it works, what the model works, what are the principles, and we'll go into detail, and it'll give you deep dive into these concepts and in detail, right? And I'll give you a roadmap for implementation also. And like I said, practical advice. So we're going to look at a few case studies. I'm not just going to say, yeah, this is zero trust, please go implement it. We'll look at a few companies, and how one I'll do myself and one I'll ask you to do, and you can share across your results. Okay. So who is this course for? Well, like I said, zero trust is the future. It's going to become more and more important as time goes on. And as a security professional, as a CISO, you have a responsibility to push pull and like your company towards adopting this new approach, which will greatly help your company in its resiliency, and will help you to grow also. Okay, it might be, you might be a risk professional, an IT professional, IT auditor. Zero trust is the future. The more you understand it, the better you are geared towards like auditing and implementing this model, and it will help you in your current position also, and it definitely help you in your future position in the, as the industry evolves, as the industry move towards this. So all of this will be beneficial to you only. And knowledge not applied is lost. So that's why it's so important always to have some sort of a project. So this is what I've done. There is a class project here, and what is that class project? We're going to have a case study. I want you to go through the case study in this course and create a zero trust architecture based on the NIST standard. We'll talk about this, of course, how to do it, how to go about it, and what are the key features here. So I hope you understood now, guys, what is the whole point of this course. I hope it gave you a good idea what this course is about, why you should learn zero trust, and what are the key benefits of it. Like I said, the whole point of this course is to give you practical advice. So I'm very happy you're going on this journey with me. So let's get started, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you for choosing this course, and I hope it is beneficial to you. If you have any feedback, please go right ahead and share it with me. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next lesson.